Now that we understand the problem of overvoltage, let's define what insulation coordination is. In power systems, overvoltages can occur due to lighting and switching operations. These high voltages can damage equipment and interrupt power supply. To prevent this, engineers use insulation coordination, which ensures that insulation levels are properly selected to protect the system. So, what exactly is insulation coordination? Essentially, it is the process of knowing and correlating the insulation levels of various power system components. In simpler terms, it's about determining the insulation strength required for each piece of equipment to ensure that entire network can withstand electrical stress without failing. According to the article published by CC, insulation coordination in power system was introduced to arrange the electrical insulation levels of different components in the electrical power system, including transmission network, in such a manner that the failure of insulator, if occurs, confined to the place where it would result in the least damage of the system. The fundamental goal here is strategic arrangement. We want to set insulation levels across the system, including the transmission network. So, if an insulator failure does occur, it is confined to a specific area. By doing this, we can achieve three things. First, minimize system damage. Second, ensure parts are easy to repair or replace. Third, and most importantly, cause the least possible disturbance to the power supply.
Let's proceed to factors in insulation requirements in our system, since this is very crucial upon coordination your insulation with respect to your voltages in different aspects. So insulation requirements in power system ensures reliability by preventing electrical breakdown, or electrical breakdown is a phenomenon where the electric strength of your insulator is been exceeded by the voltage. So ang mahitabuan na is more likely ang insulator nimo mahimo na siyang conductive, so ma-ionize na siya. Then determined by operating voltage, transient over voltage. So kaning transient over voltage, transition na siya due to lightning or switching lightning. So next is an environmental factors. Unfortunately wala siya gi-include diri sa among slides. So yeah, key considerations include the electric strength, as I mentioned earlier. So aim to maintain insulation coordination. So this is very crucial so that dili ka makapataka og design. Then ang ending, ang imong system is dili siya reliable. So the factors includes mentioned below, which are the highest power frequency system voltage, as you can see sa presentation. Next is temporary power frequency over voltages, transient over voltage surge, withstand level of the equipment. So the next part will be discussed by my groupmate.
What is highest power frequency system voltage? In any electrical system, there is a nominal voltage, a voltage like 400 volts. However, system don't always stay exactly at the number. The highest voltage refers to the maximum value of operating voltage that can occur under the normal operation condition at any time at any point in the system. Insulation is designed with a safety margin. So for example, kung ang usa ka system is rated 400 volts, ang iyang insulation nga kinahanglan makaya hangtod for 40 volts. So i-design kini para kuan kaning dili dali mo boto or masunog nga wire kung naay gamay nga pagsakang voltahe. So mo ni ang iyang ang design sa iyang engineers don't design insulation just for the nominal voltage. They use as a safety factor. If a system is rated for 400 volts, the insulation on wires in a transformer must be robust enough to handle the maximum expected voltage. So often 110 percent of nominal, so without breaking down the causing short circuit. And for the Ferranti effect, or what is the Ferranti effect? Voltage usually rises at the receiving end when the system is tightly loaded. So this means that this a phenomenon known as the Ferranti effect in along transmission lines or cables when there is a very little load, or people are not using much electricity. The line itself acts like a capacitor. This is causes voltage at the end of the line, a receiving end, or the receiving end, to become higher than the voltage at the source of sending end. So tungod for example, tungod kay lightly loaded or gamay ra ang load nga voltahe sa tumoy sa linya or sa receiving end, mas mutaas siya sa mas taas siya kaysa source. So mostly kinahanglan nga mabawan dayon aron dili dayon madawat ang appliances sa mga panimalay. So kinahanglan din na siya maagapan. So for the nominal voltage, so the nameplate voltage and standard rating, so for example pareha to na 400 volts, so mo na siya ng nominal voltage. For highest system voltage, the maximum peak or pinakataas nga voltahe. And for the safety factor, protects again breakdown or protection aron dili ma short circuit. And for light load, low electricity usage sa panahon nga gamay ra ang paggamit sa kuryente.
As you can see in the graph, there is a voltage spike at certain time, and this phenomenon lasts longer compared to transient over voltages, since transient over voltages mo occur siya mga pila ka milliseconds. So this caused by sudden load throw-offs, faults, or resonance. These are temporary but can last for a few seconds to minutes, in which makadamage na sa atong equipments within the line. So temporary power frequency over voltages, or also known as TOVs, are long-lasting voltage spikes lasting seconds or even minutes at normal grid frequency. They occur when the grid balance is lost due to faults. So for example, nakay tulo ka pase or three phase, tapos ang isa nimo ka phase is na magka fault. So ang other two phase nimo nga two phase system nga healthy maapektuhan to siya. So usa pa sad is major load drops. For example, nakay load adto sa receiving part, which is imong shutdown. So more likely ang simple term nga pagkatawag ana is mura siya mo backfire. So na siya magka-problema sa imong linya, so maapektuhan ang ubang linya. So usa pa sad often causing equipment overheating if may tabo tong mga phenomenon or insulation breakdown. So as I've mentioned earlier, insulation breakdown, so ang imong insulator na noon mahimo na siyang conductor and can be mitigated by proper earthing and surge protection. So ang solution ani is surge arresters. Using surge arresters guide so are designed to absorb this energy. So instead na ang energy nga punta sa imong system nga so naka-cause og makadaot, so i-absorb na siya sa surge arresters. Are designed as mentioned here, are designed to absorb this energy, and effective grounding reduces the magnitude. So some magnitude mapunta sa ground. Then compared to lightning, so as I mentioned earlier, compared to lightning, this lasts a long time, allowing them to cause significant damage to electrical infrastructure, since ang ato ang electrical infrastructure ma-expose siya ani nga phenomenon dugay compare sa transient. Sa next slide is what we call transient over voltage surge. So familiar naman mo what is transient, no? So transient is something like a transition siya before siya mo abot sa iyang steady state nga na condition. So basahon na kung nasa PPT, sudden high peak surges that the insulation must coordinate with to prevent the total system failure. So kani siya nga factor, very short duration, however, but very high voltage nga mo spike, mo exceed na siya up to 20 times yang gidakon sa normal operating voltage. So this phenomenon occurs during lightning. So during lightning, di ba ang lightning mo strike man sa atong transmission tower. So in order for the lightning dili siya mo direkta sa linya, ang tower sa to gibot nga na siya protection mo na tong gitawag nga lightning arresters. So connected na siya sa direkta sa ground para maghatag siya low resistance path ato direkta para maprotektahan ang system.
The core concept of withstand level. The withstand level is the maximum voltage an electrical device, like a transformer or motor, can handle before its insulation breaks down and its short circuit. So assume that for the photo, the green curve apparatus, this represent the equipment's insulation strength. Notice that the slope downward, this means equipment can handle a very high voltage for a tiny fraction of a second or microseconds. But as the duration of the voltage surge increases, the amount of voltage it can withstand decreases. And for the arrestor or the red curve, the surge arrestor acts like a pressure relief valve for electricity. So the curve, it shows a voltage surge entering the system. The arrestor's job is to clamp or limit the voltage. The protective margin for the equipment to stay safe, the red arrestor curve must always stay below the green apparatus. So mao na ito makita sa photo diha nga na diagram. So curves that the gap between them is safely buffer it red line ever crosses above the green lines, the equipment insulation would fail. So makita na to diya sa photo nga kuan. Kana red or green sa curve. Say understanding the labels E and B in technical terms, this is usually present the different types of standards test. So for the curve E, chop wave, this represent the equipment's response to very fast high energy surge like a direct lightning strike. In curve B, full wave or BIL or basic insulation level, it is standard rating used to define equipment ability to withstand lightning surge under normal condition. So makita na to sa graph. So sa y-axis is time measured in microseconds. Surge happen incredibly fast. So sa x-axis kay diha na to sa graph nga to nakita diha na diyang time represent by time. So for the y-axis, current voltage measured in kilovolts. This is the peak high of the electrical surge. The goal to ensure the arrestor protection reacts faster and at a lowest voltage like the apparatus equipment or can handle. For that diagram, it shows how a surge arrestor protects electrical equipment by keeping voltage surge at a level equipment can handle. So visualize the protection margin. So the apparatus curve of green, so this is mga represents a withstand level. So maximum voltage the equipment can take before the insulation fails. So mana siya kanang green. So for the arrestor curve, so mana siyang red. So this is represent protective level. So the voltage where surge arrestor kicks in the divert excessive energy to the ground. So man sa ang arrestor ang purpose katong kuan nga asa ni siya ka murag device nga na sudden surge lightning surge is ang unang drop niya ay igon kay kaning arrestor. So sagaran na siya kun is microseconds man na siya sagaran mo inig-igo na niya gikan sa pag-strike. So mao ni atong diagram nga nakita diri mao na sa gi-represent nga ang kaning nakita niya sa diagram nga nay sa graph aparatos ug arrestor. So diri sa left side sa duha ka axis is sa voltage o sa kaning ang microseconds nga time niya. So mao na siya.
Volt time curve construction. The volt time curve is a graph showing the relation between the crest flashover voltages and the time to flashover for a series of impulse applications of a given wave shape. In simple terms, it shows how much voltage an insulator can withstand before failing, depending on how long that voltage is applied. So the diagram illustrates the volt time VT curve construction, a fundamental concept in high voltage engineering used to determine the insulation strength of electrical equipment against lighting or switching surges. Process of insulation coordination. Objective: to coordinate equipment insulation with protected devices so that both remain undamaged during surges. To synchronize equipment strength with protected devices like surge arrestors. This ensures that when a surge hits, the protective device handles the stress, leaving the equipment undamaged. Standardization uses recommended insulation levels based on specific system voltages. The use of predetermined insulation levels based on the system's operating voltage. This creates a uniform safety buffer across the entire electrical grid. Basic impulse insulation level. The primary reference for insulation strength tested using a 12/50 microsecond impulse wave to simulate lightning. The ultimate stress test for insulation, it measures how much voltage an object can handle from a lightning-like surge, specifically using a standard 1.2/50 microsecond wave. Step for insulation coordination. So first step, selection of suitable insulation, which is a function of reference close voltage 1.05 times operating voltage of the system. So the first step is picking insulation based on the reference class voltage. This is usually calculated as 1.05 times operating voltage of the system. This slight increase provides a safety margin for normal fluctuation in the grid. So second step, the design of the various equipments such that the breakdown or flashover strength of all insulation in the station equal or exceed the selected level as in 1. All equipment in the station must be built so its breakdown strength, the point where the insulation fails, is equal to or higher than the level selected in step 1. Essentially, every component must meet a minimum toughness requirement. So the final step is selection of protective devices that will give the apparatus as good protection as can be justified economically. Finally, you choose protective devices like surge arrestors that offer the best possible protection for the equipment. The choice is a balance between maximum safety and what is economically justified, ensuring the system is safe without overspending on unnecessary specs.